What's up, YouTube? Today I want to talk to you about some of the fertilizers that I use in my raised beds. Um, these are things that you should get. I'm not saying that you should get everything here, but these are the things that I use and the things you should get when you actually planting your or transplanting. You don't want to use these products on your seedlings, but you do want to use these products when you're transplanting your seedlings into their permanent place for them to grow throughout the season. So one of the things that I like to use when I'm filling up my container with soil is I like to use this flower and veggie. And what you see here is it has an NPK rating of 10, 10, 10. Now you can get higher, but what you want to do in starting off a container with your soil, and we'll talk about potting soil in another video, but today we're just going to talk about fertilizer and these three numbers that you see on the bag. So what I do is I put this, fill my container up like halfway with soil, or maybe 1/3 of the way with soil, and I sprinkle this 10 10 10 in, so when the roots get down that far into the soil, you'll still have nutrients that it can feed off of, right? So I use this. It doesn't show you the NPK. Okay, it's right here. The NPK is a 463, and this is a granular fertilizer. You want to use this when the middle number is higher, when your plants start to fruiting. So when you first see your plants start fruiting, this bone meal, and maybe I should have talked about this next instead of before. So this I put when I'm transplanting my plants. You can see here it says 1400. This is heavy on nitrogen. This is nothing but nitrogen. Bone meal is nothing but nitrogen. Nitrogen helps your plants grow. Not help your plants fruit. It helps it grow into taller plants. When your plants get to the fruiting stage, then you want to use something like this fertilizer or that fertilizer. We'll talk about the difference in those. So I put this bone meal, sprinkle a little bit down in the hole when I'm doing my transplant. I sprinkle a little bone meal down the hole, mix it up with the soil, and then I put the plant in, and I water it in. Now, as the plant grow, you can continue to put the bone meal, sprinkle it on top, but when you do that, it takes more time for it to disintegrate, whatever, and get into the soil in order for the plants to use. This is where the fish fertilizer comes in, and this stuff really does stink. So this is nothing but fish guts and stuff that they did some processing on. However, you see this number is 511. So this you mix up. Well, what I do is I mix some of that up during the growing stages of all my plants, because I want them to grow and get bigger and the stalks to get stronger. So I mix that up, and I pour that a little bit around the base of the plant, so you can pour it like right on the base. And I did that. So, and this is the first season that I really focus on the different nutrients and the different stages of what the plant need at different stages. So now, since most of my plants are fruiting, what I'm using now is I had bought the Dr. Earth, right? And I was using that last year. There's not a lot in there, but I switched from using that. So I would put the Dr. Earth in like the top part of my soil. You know, when you're creating your soil mix up the soil. That's when I've been using the Dr. Earth. I haven't been using it like after my plants started fruiting and stuff, because again, it's a granular process, a granular fertilizer, and it needs time to break down. Now you can do that, and maybe I should do that, because look at some of my plants. Yeah. But what I've been using, it also, this has a low number. For the middle number is when your plants are starting to fruit and produce fruit, and through the fruiting season you want to have a higher middle number. So I moved from this granular to this liquid. So, oh man, this when I tell you, this is such a game changer for me from last year, from last growing season to this growing season. I was so amazed that I would say after I planted my tomato plants I tried to get everything planted by May 21st. That was my goal, to get everything planted by May 21st. And to see the growth and the fruits that's still on the vine and trying to ripen, it did wonders for my heart. But anyway, so I use this has to grow. I don't know if they sell it in your area, but you want to try to find, and this is just, my thoughts on it. So you want to get a liquid plant food that has the P and the NPK number at higher than the the N and the K. So this middle number is what's gonna, make your fruit produce more. Now I do use some other additives, like I've used black cow, mixed in black cow. I mix black cow in with my soil, and I use compost that I made myself. I actually sprinkle in some compost that, from the food that we've composted and everything. So I do use some of that. But if you don't have any of that, I'm telling you, you get you some good soil, and I would say you can use this product. But these are the only products that I've been using, and I saw a tremendous difference in what I produced early on last year to what I'm producing now. I mean, it's just a difference changer. So again, the bigger number is for the plant growth. All right, I don't know if you can see that. Let me zoom in. So the bigger number, and this is blood meal. So the bigger number on there is for the plant growth. The middle number is for the fruit growth. And the last number is so, when the plant is coming to its end of life, it's still trying to produce some fruit, but it's not going to take in the fertilizer and produce as much fruit as it was for the number 12. So and that's where I feel the 10-10-10 comes in. You can also get you a fertilizer that has 4-4-4 for that plant life. And I figure after the plant has done producing as much fruit as it can, I'm just going to go ahead and remove the plant from the bed and succession plant with another plant. So I so far am not too worried about that last number. But these first two numbers, that's where you're going to get your most production. Again, you want to use a higher number for plant growth when you're starting off planting it. continue using a number. You can use the blood meal or you can use fish fertilizer. I use the liquid because it's immediately available to the plants, where the bone meal it's gonna be there over time, and then when the plants get down, the roots get down deeper in the soil, it still have some nutrients that they'll be able to get to. So hope you enjoyed this information and you got something out of it. If you do me a favor, could you like and subscribe to the video, to the channel, and I thank you for watching.